broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Whoa! Take it, James! Take it!
That's right! Welcome!
Yes!
We are. This is the Zoo After Show here on AFTERBUZZ TV. We're glad you guys are joining us once again. The episode's called Emotional Contagion. That's why we play a little late Whitney Houston. I love it. I am James Lott Jr., of course, and with me is...
Hi, everybody. I'm Jordana Morphin. Oh, no, she's not here tonight, but we love her. I am Cameron Lewis at The Only Camshaft, Twitter and Instagram. You can find Jordana, who normally joins us on the show, Jordana_Morphin. Thank you so much for tuning in to tonight's Zoo After Show. Did you guys see James Lott Jr.'s t-shirt?
Okay, so my mommy made this shirt for me. Watch the Monkeys. # Watch the Monkeys.
Look at that.
And we love you, Jordana. So I have a present for Cameron that I'm going to make for him,
this is
too.
happening now?
Happening now.
Shut up.
A shirt for him.
Shut up!
Watch the Monkeys in his size.
I gotta put it on now.
That's for you.
Oh my God.
And Jordana, I have one for you too, and your size.
Oh.
So it says "Watch the Monkeys." So I'll give it to you next week when we see you.
Oh, I'm putting it on now.
Putting it right now. So that's the courtesy. That's courtesy of Mama Bonita. I got you
it's a perfect
medium.
size.
That's what I thought. I got you a medium.
Just struggling to function.
See, we got him. So we'll get pictures of them. We're gonna post
Watch
them
monkeys.
because you guys have totally tweeted that. Still tweeted that. You guys have been so great. Yeah.
Thank you, James Lott
Yes,
Jr.
and so thanks, Bonita, for having that made for us.
Thank you, Bonita.
That's
#
right.
Watch the Monkeys.
Watch the Monkeys, kids, because we still got a couple episodes left, and next week's a 2-hour episode.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
2
crazy.
hours.
I know.
Of terror.
So let's get right into it. I think I tweeted this already this evening and said that about 10 times I said hell no.
Oh
about
yeah.
10
It
times
was a
in
hell
episode.
no kind of night for you.
There were several things I was like, hell no. So we're gonna get right into it. So we had another flash forward. That's
There
right.
it is.
I said that several times.
Alexis Torres on the board.
That's
right
right,
there.
Alexis
Yes.
Torres. Love her.
There she is.
So we find the team is somewhere when we first open up, and there's like zebras and camels. Oh my! And all of a sudden,
That is the quote.
that's kind of the quote, right?
That is.
And then suddenly we have a shootout happen with the security of the place and our masked people, and then it's like someone got shot. Boom! 20 hours earlier.
20 hours earlier. Yeah. Shooting happening, terrifying things. I'm not okay with it.
No.
People screaming.
Yes, they hear people screaming.
Many crying.
Animals screaming.
Zebras doing God knows what.
Yes, exactly. So, so they decide they need this one thing. I wrote this down, and I think I wrote it down 10 different ways.
I do.
So I may butcher it. So you folks out there, of course, you can tweet me the right way to say it at Black Hope LA, BLAKHOPLA. The electropolator or troperator.
Electroperator.
Right, Raider. It's Raider.
Electroperator.
Yes. It's to help merge the mother cells and some crap or whatever.
And to make like an antidote for what's going on with all these animals. To essentially reverse the process. You need this device, which apparently is not commonly found.
No, it's not.
Except for in zoos and
Genetic
Clearwater,
labs.
Florida.
Well, you said genetic labs,
Oh, yeah,
hospitals.
Yeah.
But they have to go to Clearwater, Florida.
Yeah.
Which, like you said, no one ever really says, I need to go to Clearwater, Florida.
That was hilarious.
That was hilarious. Even though I'm sure it's a nice place.
I've been there.
Have you been there? I've never been there.
Yeah. I would agree with what Mitch said.
I've been up and through Florida. I don't think I've ever been to Clearwater.
There's an airport there that I once nearly didn't make it to because there were birds attacking the plane.
Were there really?
No.
Oh, dang
It sounded like a good story for
I
our zoo
was
audience.
in. I was totally in. I was like, really? Like, oh my God, tell me. I hate flying anyway. It's like, it's crazy. So they have to drive down there, of course, because they still have to also get out of the country. Remember that they have to get out of the country. Which I keep thinking, how are they going to do this?
I don't know.
Flights to Africa don't happen every day.
No, they don't. And you need a lot of processing.
Yes, to go through.
You need the shots. You need all of the stuff.
You get the shots, the passports, all the stuff, and then they need to get out of here. So because the people are they're on the run. Yeah. So remember, they have to save their own asses and save the world.
Because Agent Schaefer was a bad guy, and they shot the bad guy, but the good guy is still. Well, I don't know if this FBI guy is a good guy.
We don't know. We really don't know.
He assumes.
He thinks he's a good guy. Obviously.
Yeah.
He's acting like he is. So but meanwhile, they talk about they have to go down to Clearwater, Florida. They also see that the CDC has a report saying that the aberrant behavior of the animals is happening, and they think it's a virus. Which I think would be a natural thing to think anyway, right? You would think it's probably a virus.
I wonder how much, like, if this happened in a real world environment, I wonder, like, what stages there are of breaking the news to people. Like, is there a stage where you go, this is a problem, but we're not going to tell people because we don't want to freak people out?
Right.
And is the next stage, this is a massive problem, but we're going to tell people, hey, keep an eye out on your pets.
Watch your dog.
Dog might murder you with a spoon in the middle of the night, but it's going to be fine.
It's okay.
That's fascinating.
Because government. I'm sure you know a lot of stuff that we don't know, and I'm glad I don't know. I'm sure. But the reason why I'm going to Clearwater, Florida, is because we're learning more about Ray. Ray, that's his name. We're going to go see Ray.
Yeah.
But we're learning more about Jackson and Abe and more of their pasts. And this Ray guy figures prominently in parts of their past, and not in a good way.
Yeah, because they're trying to figure out how are we going to get to Africa.
Yes.
And the only way they can think of is this guy Ray.
Which again. Jackson knows somebody everywhere. I think I said it last time.
He does.
Wherever he goes, just suddenly there's somebody that he knows or knew of.
That's typically this was a different case, but usually it's like, oh, they're down the street from here. Make a right past the 7-Eleven. That's my friend Phil. He'll have a submarine that can take us to the Antarctic.
I thought I was popular myself, but this is Jackson has me beat.
Yeah.
He goes everywhere and meets somebody.
Does.
Yeah. So
and Abe seems to be his tail.
And Abe was just like, I don't like this guy.
I love when Abe was throwing shade tonight.
Woo, he did. Yes. Abe was working it out.
I loved it.
He opened the book and was reading. He was reading.
He was so good.
He was done. But he had to follow along because that's his buddy and that's part of the group.
Yeah, I know we'll touch on this more in a second, but since we're talking about it now, Abe is gives me that same feeling like when your dad as a kid goes, he doesn't yell at you, but he goes, I'm really disappointed in you. It's like, oh my God.
Right. Like, just yell at me.
Stab me.
Right. It was just like, just get the belt out and beat me, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had one of those who used to talk you to death. Talk you to death. Just like, okay, I know I did. Just go ahead and beat me. Just stop the talking.
Right.
I read this, my ears are bleeding. So they have to go down. They meet Raymond Joseph Endicott, but we meet him in a very interesting way.
Yeah.
He's being beat up.
Which is not a good sign, by the way.
Yeah, you walk into somebody being beat up.
Not typically something you want, to introduce people to.
Right, your friends.
Yeah.
You bring your friends to meet this guy, and he's being beat up. Or as Abe said, he's not our friend. He said that several times.
Made that very clear.
He was very clear on that. He's like, no, he's not our friend.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh, Abe. Because you don't want Abe on your bad side.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. We've seen already. We
oh, my God.
No, we don't. So basically, they meet him. They kind of get him. There's these people who are actually fishermen, and I guess they're getting this raw shrimp, and he keeps releasing them.
Yeah. So he just they said I think 200 pounds.
Yeah, 200 pounds. Yeah.
He keeps releasing the shrimp because he's
right
animal rights activist.
Yes.
And here's the interesting thing.
Yes.
So he said, I'm doing this because sharks and other animals get caught. So he's an animal rights activist. I know I'm opening a can of worms here. No pun intended. But he's an animal rights activist that cares about the bigger animals, but the shrimp, whatever.
Yeah, right.
That's interesting.
You can't pick and choose what kind of animals you're going to save.
Right. That's exactly right.
You have to love them all. I want to save them all.
Can we add a hashtag save the animals?
Save the animals. Oh, I love it. Save the animals.
Does anybody have an iron?
That's an iron. A decal and an iron. No, we don't have those here. Sorry. All of a sudden I open my purse. One thing.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. Yes. So basically the background with Ray is that he's an ex-Marine.
Yes, indeed.
And he's part of this group called Free Animal Rights Militia.
Which spells out to...
Farm.
There it is.
I love it. Symbolism.
It's a well-written acronym.
Exactly.
All right.
Symbolism. I love it. And what happened was... Back in the day, there was some problem in Nairobi and problem in Mombasa or wherever they were at. So there were some problems in the past. They met
Ray.
him.
Yeah, with Ray.
With Ray
Yeah.
and those two, and with Jackson and Abe.
Yeah.
That's why Abe was like, he's trouble. He said it like 10 times in the episode.
He did. And I thought when he was listing that stuff off, I had assumed he would say, hey, one time we were down in this place
Right.
and he really screwed us. No, he listed like 7
he
things.
did. And good things.
Yeah.
They weren't like little misunderstandings.
Perfectly legitimate.
Yes.
Like, he had weapons delivered to our office.
yes.
So we were almost prosecuted as arms dealers.
I know.
I would break up with a person over that, for sure.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Well, it depends.
Well,
if they're pretty, I mean.
in most cases.
Yeah, definitely. That was one thing. The other thing was he came on as a safari, like for a foe, like he was going for a safari. So he tricked them. They start releasing animals, and the poachers started following them back to, and just, I mean, everything involves guns.
Everything does.
That was not good. So
Ray.
so Abe was just like, he's trouble. So he's like, I'm not down. But Jackson's like, yes, and Chloe sides with him. Mm-hmm. They're like, he's our only choice. Let's get to Africa.
Yeah.
We're on the run.
We got to go.
What are we going to do? We got to get out of here.
Which is legitimate. Because, I mean, let's be honest. You stay behind at the Motel 6, they're going to find you.
Yeah. Oh, easily.
Like, you swipe a credit card, you run into somebody.
Right.
Their names, by the way, that was interesting, were being shown on TV now.
Yes. That's right.
All over the posters, which I'm actually kind of curious if, I mean, I assumed if it was on TV, it'd be on the internet too, but I don't think that I would be able to catch that bulletin and then go out and be able to find these people. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we see that in movies and TV shows, the FBI is looking for these 5 people. But if I saw them at, like, the grocery store, I'd be like, hey,
He looks kind of familiar.
he looks familiar. He's probably just buying the beer.
Yes. That chick looks a little familiar. I don't know where I've seen her from. Yeah. It's from Days of Our Lives? I don't know. I don't understand.
But regardless, I mean, they got to get out.
Yeah,
they gotta go.
I get it. They gotta get out. They're on the run.
Gotta do what I got to do. Clock is ticking.
Mitch is like, I don't know. I'm not sure about him. You know, I've heard people like him are like zealots. They're out there they don't care. And his one was kind of good. He's like, they don't really care about like the welfare of the animals. They're just about releasing them. Like they're not really.
Which is interesting.
That was very interesting because I never really knew. I mean, I don't know anybody who does that in real life. But I was like, oh, it's really interesting. So he's like, they don't really care about them. So that's why I don't like them. I believe in their cause on some level, but they're not level-headed. That was Mitch's whole thing.
Yeah. Which I think is right on.
Yeah, no, that was a good one.
I think that's on point.
And then, of course, I wrote him down at first as Date Dude because of you last week.
Oh, Date Dude.
Yes, I was like, and then on the news,
Date Dude.
Agent Date Dude. His real name, I think, is Agent Bennigan, but I wrote Date Dude.
There's been a couple people on his show where I'm like, Mr. Person? I don't know. He stabbed somebody in the eyeball.
Right.
I don't know his name.
I don't know. It was like, it just kind of, so...
Agent Date Dude.
Agent Date Dude
is peeved because Agent Schaefer was killed, and that was like his number 12 or something. Whatever. Yeah. Whatever. Crimey River. He is the one that's constantly after him, and yeah.
And he finds out they're in Clearwater, Florida, of course.
He finds out.
Number one. But he does the press conference, which tells them, and then he finds them in Florida. Meanwhile, the group comes up with a plan. So I kind of like, they come up, once again, we get to see them working together, which I like. We see different combinations. Yeah. But this episode, I think we saw the combinations we wanted to see together. It's kind of funny.
Yes, we did.
I think we did, right?
Yeah,
we did.
Mitch and Jamie.
Yes. And
Chloe and Jackson.
So we kind of saw they pushed off Abe to Anissa.
Yeah.
One of the newer chicks.
I feel like Abe is always going to be like the third wheel, though, unfortunately.
I know. Poor thing.
Poor Abe.
He's Superman, though. Or we call him Batman, Superman, whatever we just thought he was. I forgot.
He's a cuddly bear.
He is. But he was angry. He doesn't want Ray around. He's trouble.
He's right.
And so Jane pretends to be Dr. Mills. She's on the internet working it out.
That was perfect.
It was great. She had like her one screen here and one screen there. Look up something really quick. Talking to the security there, and she bluffs her way into getting the login to the camera feeds.
Yeah, that was awesome. I feel like I was thinking as I was watching that, I was like, I couldn't do that. I would get stumped up and be like, oh, your boss Google told me that it's fine. She was awesome at that. That was a great scene. And I liked it because it was like, it was a practical use of what she's able to do. Because I feel like sometimes she kind of gets lost in the mix.
I can see that. No, I can see that, yes.
Because her skills is like journalism.
Right, because Chloe is very defined who she is.
Yeah.
Abe, of course, is his. You're right. Mitch has his. Jackson is the lead, obviously. You're right. She is kind of like the... I don't want to say weakling. She's not a weakling.
No, but up until this point, it's like, what is her role, really, other than being pissed that Raiden Global... hurt her at one point.
And she's the one who actually killed Schaefer. That's her other role, too. It's like, this is beyond that.
Right.
This is beyond that. That's why I never thought of it. You're right. But I liked her scene with Mitch. It was a cute little scene. How she was kind of freaking out because she'll be the eyes and ears of the whole operation. She's a little nervous. And I wrote this down.
Where is? Oh, yes, yes.
I have faith in you.
I'm not worried.
I have faith in you.
I have faith in you.
I was like, oh my God, that was so cute. That was so cute.
And then I wanted them to make out.
Me too, but it didn't work. It didn't happen.
Like, I know.
Totally. It's like, dang it. But it was just a cute, he's like, I believe in you.
Something's definitely going to happen between them.
I think so now, too. You and Jordana have been shipping them to death.
Yeah, but I mean, this was solid proof.
You think it's solid?
Mitch was like totally throwing it out there. He does not want to be friend zoned.
He doesn't want to be friend zoned. No, he doesn't.
He needs that to happen.
Because he made up with the homegirl, the mother of his child. He kind of that's all of a homegirl. Audra.
He did make up with his ex-wife homegirl.
Homegirl. They made up and they're good so far. And she's with Justin.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure we'll see them sometime because they had to go to Maine. And Clem, they're all good. So I can open up to Jamie.
Yeah, they're probably having a wonderful Justin family vacation.
Oh, they probably are. Eating good food.
That guy.
Maple syrup. And Maine lobster.
Other Maine
things.
Delicacies.
Other Maine things. So
main courses.
There you go. Main courses. We're getting the puns are flying tonight.
Give me the sound effect.
There we go. The puns are flying.
Alexis. Yes.
Flying. Alexis didn't want to do that, but she did it anyway.
A Torres 890.
That's right, girl. So, meanwhile, Abe and Ray are having a little moment.
Yeah.
But Abe proves them wrong when they're doing the cutting of the wires. I kind of like that. Abe's he's like, the reds for this and blues for that. He twisted blue on purpose, and it was correct.
Can you believe that, 50%, that's the risk that they were taking?
Yeah.
There was a 50% chance that whole operation was going down.
Easily.
Because they're like, uneducated guess about the wire snip. I think it's red. Gonna go against you and go blue.
And it worked.
Have you ever been in a wire situation where you had to do that?
No.
That's like one of my fantasies.
I mean, no, mine too. I've seen enough films and movies and TV where they're always like, okay, which one? And you're like, oh my God, green. No, yellow. I mean, I've watched Alias and all those shows. I was like, oh my God, I want to cut some wires and save the world.
Yes, right?
I do.
MacGyver that stuff.
Oh my God. Some spit and polish.
You know what? I don't want to be the guy explaining it though.
I don't either.
Because I guarantee you, looking through there, I mess up the words. I'm like, it's Blorange. And it's like, which one?
It's Blorange. It's Bled.
It's Bled.
Yeah, so I wouldn't want to be the one either. Like, no, turn to the left, then go to the right, and then 2 inches. I didn't want to do that because
right.
And so I'm like, shiny object. I mean, yes.
Step over the squirrel's tail. Watch out for the man in the corner. Watch out for the man in the corner. Oh, that was a fire hydrant. I apologize.
So here's the funny part that made me laugh also. So now they're set to do their little because basically Ray said, for me to fly a plane for you to Africa, you gotta do one thing. Help me and my militia go. I almost forgot that part. Go into the zoo and free these animals.
Yeah. Kind of a big ask.
But it's kind of funny. They had a small truck. I mean, the truck was only enough for it was almost like Noah's. It was like Noah's Ark.
I assumed it was going to be a Noah's Ark situation. I thought they were going to pull up with those pods.
Yes, but they didn't. They just kind of had. It was like a couple of camels and a couple of zebras and a cat.
What a lame zoo.
And a warthog.
What a small warthog.
I was like, that's
where are the turtles at?
Right, exactly. Hello,
the monkeys.
Where were the monkeys? There's monkeys at every godforsaken zoo.
I'm just saying.
There's at least an ape or something.
Two of everything.
An orangutan, right? Something from the monkey family.
Jeez. The giraffe? Try getting that thing in the truck.
Yeah, that's just true. Giraffes, I know. I mean, it was just like, that's what you're pulling in. Okay, that's it. Well, I guess they kind of ran out of time, too. I mean, it's kind of, they couldn't really grab any more. But the truck seemed really narrow.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. But to able to accomplish this task, this part made me laugh. They had to wear animal masks.
Yeah, to hide their identities.
Yes.
And then Jackson hands Abe a lion one. He's like, seriously?
He's like,
come on.
Yeah, come on. He's like,
lion
sorry.
hung me up in a tree.
Right, exactly. Right.
Jeez.
Yeah, so that was kind of fun. I mean, Zoo does try to add some kind of comedy in the humor in the dialogue. It's kind of funny. It is kind of funny.
Yeah.
Because it's all actually within character. Everybody's kind of humor is within character. It doesn't seem out of place.
Yeah, speaking of finding humor in the dialogue, subscribe to the podcast. In iTunes, rate us 5 stars, comment, let us know what you think. Use the hashtag ABTVZoo. Search for other AfterBuzz TV shows there. James Lott Jr. hosts a bunch of them.
I do like 20 of them.
You can find him in there. Subscribe to it. You want James Lott Jr. to appear on your phone on a weekly, almost daily basis?
Almost, about, yeah.
That's what you have to do. We appreciate all the support, by the way, and thanks for doing that. James Lott Jr.
Yes.
The zoo thing stressed me out.
I know. Well, every week we're stressed out because of the zoo. And actually, this time, Cam was awake this week, so it was fine.
Yeah.
He was awake this week. He didn't blink. He didn't blink out. You didn't blink out on any spots this week.
Well, sometimes
you and Jordana do that sometimes.
Abe gets a little bit,
yes,
expositional, so to speak.
Yes, he does. Okay, so while they're doing that, Mitch and Chloe are trying to break into pathology.
Yeah.
I thought it was very interesting. So you can actually find out the code of something if you look at it and go, well, they used the name of their celebrity animal.
What?
Remember that was the old code to the door?
Yes.
And I'm
yes, they're star animals.
So I'm like, So I'm like, do they change?
I thought
every
about
time
that.
Every time they have a celebrity, I'm going to change the pathology alarm.
That's what I thought. That's like having the password to our Wi-Fi right now being zoo.
I have an alarm at home. I have alarms. We've never changed this.
You don't have the code in like a picture frame on your wall.
No.
That's what stumps me.
They're like, I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, did you read it?
Yeah.
Oh, you did. That's right. You did.
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
Thank you.
He did. Yeah, he did. So I thought that was kind of weird. Like, okay, you just figure out that easily. Sure. And let's change it that many times. Because you have an animal star for maybe a month or so, or a couple months. Yeah. Then they move on to the next star. So that's kind of interesting. So they get in, and they find here I go again, kids. I need to have a drink every time to say this word. Electropolator. God,
or as thank you.
And I used to work in hospitals. I should know how to pronounce hospital-like devices.
I hope they're not mixing DNA in the hospital.
They do. Well, not mixing them, but they do have DNA in hospitals.
Who was it that called it the Velociraptor?
That was pretty funny.
It was one of the dudes breaking in, right?
Yeah, I said Velociraptor.
You guys go in and steal the Velociraptor or whatever it's called.
It was good. And so it's the size of a toaster.
Yeah.
It has a digital display and a couple knobs.
Kind of underwhelming, right?
Yeah, I'm waiting for this big device that shoots things at you.
I thought they were going to go in and get an MRI machine.
Yes, right.
That's what I thought they were going to take.
It's a toaster.
This thing was literally, it reminded me of those little portable carry TVs.
Yes.
That you could.
I used to have one of those.
It had the UHF.
Yeah. I used to have those. That was called My Life.
Wow.
Because I'm old.
Wow.
Yes, I do have a few of those laying around.
I did too.
I have one that still works, actually.
Really?
That I have just in case,
this stuff hits, in case the animals go crazy.
The animals go crazy. Either that or a huge tsunami. I don't want it to. Something's going to happen.
Hopefully it's neither. Hopefully it's here when there's a fire sale at Burlington Coat Factory.
There you go.
And not
there you go.
when there's just natural disasters happening. I don't want that to go down.
I'll tell you, they have my size socks at Burlington Coat Factory, size 15 to 17. They do. I love it. Thank you very much. And if you want to sponsor our show, please send me some socks.
Let us know, please.
They do. They have my socks size. I have big feet. So Jamie gets the. I know this is crazy. Jamie gets the feeds wrong. 2 of the feeds wrong. Gets them crossed.
What an idiot!
And Mitch had faith in you. And you screwed it up.
I totally expected
something to happen.
Seeing that screen.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way that you can keep all that straight. And I would be so tempted to get on one of those things and start playing Words with Friends or something.
Words with Friends.
She had a bunch of. And whose phones were they?
They come out of nowhere.
A bunch of phones laying around?
I don't know, just out of nowhere. They didn't explain that.
Data charges out the roof.
Oh, of all them all together, I know.
Yes.
It's kind of crazy. We're not going to pay for it anyway. They're going to Africa. I'm not going to pay for
it. That's right. They're out.
So, but security's closing in on them. And as you always know, everybody at home knows when they watch the show, I'm just not that well versed in animal husbandry or whatever. I learn stuff new every week. So I had learned about a zebra. I didn't know much about zebras. I don't know much about them.
Yeah.
I think they're pretty, and I think they're interesting. I know they're not really horses, not really donkeys, or not really whatever. They're all just whatever. They're from that same family. But that zebras get spooked easily. I didn't realize that. So you have to be really careful around them. I just didn't know that. You have to be careful around them.
Yeah.
So it fit in the story.
I think a good rule of thumb is just to do that. I mean, I would try to do that with any animal. I think.
Yeah, like dogs too. You always go to their level. And,
but I didn't know that zebras, like you were saying, were extra sensitive.
Yeah, I just didn't even know. I didn't know much about them. So
I also guess I never really labeled them as potentially dangerous for whatever reason.
Me neither.
Maybe I don't know why.
So I always heard about camels. They spit and stuff.
Yeah,
and llamas and stuff, and they're huge. Excuse me. That's oh my god, it's coming up. So that was something. I don't oh my goodness. But I didn't know about zebras. They seem so benign to me. I didn't really know that they could be not benign.
I wonder why that is, though. Maybe just because their like pattern is commonly used in household items, and I don't know. Well, seriously, like that might calm it down for us.
Right.
You know, it's
that's
weird.
Very true.
They're domesticated in that way.
And then of course they get. I can't even go any further with that, so I don't even know. Then they get back to the point where we were at the beginning.
Yeah.
So now we caught up to the point of the beginning, and there's a standoff.
Yeah.
Security guys.
Do zoo guards have guns?
I didn't know that either. I'm like, it's so weird for security.
Is that a thing? Can we look that up?
Because
I think it is a thing, depending on like what you have in the enclosure. So if they get out, just like if tigers get out, they have like guns.
They have guns. Oh, okay. For the animals.
Oh, okay, not for
why
people.
would they use them for the people?
That's what we're thinking.
That's what happened in the
zoo.
They shot people and No, this is a documentary, isn't it?
It's Nat Geo.
This isn't a documentary.
But yeah, no, I think certain zoos they have like actual types of firearms. Mostly they're used with
like tranquilizing darts, things like that. Oh, okay.
Darts, but I think
that's what I thought.
Like if it's something that's like really bad, like they have to put down an animal. I think they can call animal control with the zookeepers, and they can shoot them on site.
I see.
If it's need be.
Interesting. They had guns, so they were shooting, and people got shot.
People got shot.
And Ray got shot. And the black guy got shot. How was that? What was that about? What was that about? Because we didn't even know who got shot. And all of a sudden, I'm like, wait a minute. I see the home girl, and I see home dude over here. And I'm like, oh, the black guy got shot.
Abe was still alive.
Yeah, thank God, right? Yes. So we don't even know his name. We didn't even get a name. Just black dude.
He's the guy who ends up in the hospital.
Yeah. So we didn't get a name from him. So just he just was
Mr. Guy.
Mr. Guy.
Yeah.
Mr. Guy. We'll give him a name.
He's along there with Date Dude.
With Date Dude, I know. But his name is
Shot Guy.
His name is Agent Bennington. I think I know it. Kind of crazy. So there's shots fired. Oh, here's the part that always gets me too. So Ray gets shot. They have to bring him in, and Mitch has to pull out the bullets.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure for a vet.
I know for a vet.
So I wouldn't.
I love they said.
Do you think that they actually could? Is that something that vets could do?
No, I think so, because if a bullet happened into an animal, they probably could pull it out.
I guess.
It's a basic thing. I mean, it's kind of like probably you learn some basic. I mean, I was a nurse. I wasn't a doctor, but you learn basic things.
Yeah.
That could go for either that you could possibly do. Because I see my friend who's a doctor had to help a dog with a wound care. She does that. She does that in humans.
Oh.
And so she brought some. She goes, I'll try it and see what happens.
Huh.
And the dog's
That's interesting.
Yeah, just kind of a last minute thing.
Makes sense.
Because vets are expensive.
Yeah.
You take your dog to a vet or anything to a vet?
Yeah.
That's expensive.
Especially when you ask them to pull a bullet out of you, too. God.
I'm like, me and my dog. Can you clean my dog, please? And then also take a bullet out of me.
But at least you get a treat on the way out the door.
I know.
Oh, man, that's nice.
Your coat's all shiny afterwards. Exactly. Oh,
so nice.
Exactly. So he gets it out, of course. And now Abe Abe can fly a plane, of course.
Yeah.
Abe can do anything. Abe can do
what the
anything.
hell does this guy do for a living? How did he get trained in all this stuff?
He can do anything. So he's like, I can fly a plane, because Ray was a pilot, and he's hurt, obviously. But before he leaves, and I wrote this down, Abe Reeds Jackson. He opened that book and told him about himself.
I was happy about that.
It was good. He made him think. He really made him think. He was just like, because Jackson's like, okay, tell me you told me so. And he's like, I don't have to. I'll tell you so.
Yeah, there are poor decisions, and then there was today.
I know.
It's like, oh god.
Ooh, I was like, dang.
Wow. Then again, another dad moment.
I know, but then he brings up the dad. He goes, you're doing things you said your dad.
Oh yes.
Was doing. I'm like, bring father up.
Yeah.
You act like daddy. Bring that up, crazy daddy.
I'm glad he said something, because that fits his character.
It did. No, it did. But it was just like, but the way he was talking to him, just like, I don't have to yell. I don't have to scream. I don't have to raise my voice. He was just like, I don't have to even cuss, nothing. He was just like,
worse.
He was like telling the truth. He was telling him the truth.
I know.
And that cut me. And he wasn't even telling me, and I felt bad. And Jackson was like,
dang it, Abe.
Yeah, and Jackson was like, you're right.
Laying down that law.
He did. And then he walked off with Anissa. And said, we're driving off to go to that plane.
And it took him a few days, apparently.
Okay, I'm like, okay, everybody at home. I like some continuity in my life. And it was super, super black, dark at night. Suddenly they arrive on the airfield and it's like mid-afternoon.
And it was like down the road.
Right. Was it even like early morning? Like you have like the early morning sky.
Seemed like
it was like 12 noon.
black.
It was like 12 noon.
Yeah.
When they got there.
Oh yeah.
Or 2 in the afternoon. I was like hello.
The sun had been out a while.
Yes, it's an head.
Abe and Anissa had light beads of sweat upon their forehead.
yes, exactly.
That was terrible continuity.
I mean, Florida's big and all, but and then Date Dude is heading to Florida. that kicks on Date Dude. He is #Date Dude.
Date Dude's like, I'm going after these guys.
I'm going after these guys. He said, I'm coming down. And for that electropolator.
For the Velopatrator. And he's like, hey, I'm coming at. Why did that pique his interest all of a sudden?
I know. It's like,
does he want the animals to go insane?
I don't know. The
FBI shouldn't know about Velopatrators.
He's so stuck on them. He's not even thinking about the animals right now, I think.
Yeah.
It's not even in his brain. So on the way to the plane, Abe needs to have a little moment.
Yeah.
So like we said earlier, we learned all different things. Abe lists all things that Ray did. Anissa tries to say that Ray is a good guy.
Yeah.
So you clearly have different sides of things going on. And they talk about that. And basically, Anissa at the end was trying to get him to join them. She saw how Abe, and Abe was like, no.
No, not going to happen.
Like, no.
I understand, but no.
No, he said, yeah. He's like, I understand your cause and all, but he feels they're too reckless.
And they are.
They are.
They definitely are.
They're too emotional.
Proven towards the end of the episode. I wonder what happens with Chloe.
Yes, because they're too emotional.
They are too emotional.
And so I was saying, okay, so he names all that stuff, and then there's a Chloe Jackson moment.
Oh,
not that moment, the first moment. The first one where he says,
Oh yeah.
But he just basically says, that first meeting we had in Africa was like, eons ago.
Yeah.
It was kind of cutesy. It was kind of like, she was kind of smiled. Like, I mean, in the middle of all this craziness, they're like, to me too, it's like a long time ago.
Yeah.
When did we start doing this show?
It was, I think, 1994.
It's like I feel like I'm 12 years older. I mean, that's kind of crazy, like him, like them.
Yeah, they were having such a nice moment. And all of a sudden,
okay. Here's where I said hell no several times. Number one,
God,
they're in that truck and the animals are making noise.
Yeah.
So the little warthog is like and walks in, and I'm like, what the F is that thing? First of all,
yeah, well, I've never seen a warthog that tiny.
Me too. I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. And then I thought, what's that cat thing? What is that to you? Because I was like, what the F is that? So it's a serval.
Yeah, what is serval, which I had never.
Me either. Which is again back to the cats.
Yeah, we had thought it was a hyena, maybe, or a lynx, or something like that.
I thought I saw in the preview something about leopards.
We did, didn't we?
I thought we did. So there was none tonight. So so that thing was a serval, which is an African cat. And so the warthog's just walking in like, you're my best friend. Exactly like that. Aw, not when a warthog.
Walking in there, it was kind of cute.
It was kind of cute, actually.
Yeah.
Like it was pig-like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a hog.
Tiny little pig-like.
It's like,
creature.
I love pigs. But anyway, so I'm getting sidetracked because I love bacon. Sorry. Anyway, so they gets in there. Yeah, okay, hello. Everything's better with bacon. So they're in there and they're hanging out, which is not supposed to happen. True. That's what we do here on our show. We talk about all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, they were in there hanging out.
They're hanging out, and that's supposed to naturally not supposed to happen.
No.
The warthog's supposed to be upset, but they're like best
Jax
friends.
Is going, hey, Chloe, what is going on in here? Yeah. This is peculiar. And then they start making more noises.
Then all of a sudden, the zebras and the camels all start making noise.
I was not a fan of the camel noise.
I didn't know camels made noise.
It was terrifying.
Yeah, it was terrifying.
First of all, they had a shot from like under the camel's mouth, and it was like, and I'm like, oh my god! And it's like going after you. It was terrifying.
It was.
And the little warthog's like,
it was.
And it's like.
For those of you in the podcast, you're really getting it today.
Oh my
you can't
God.
see it, but you're getting the sounds.
It was so horrible.
It was. They were all in tandem at some point. Like they said later, it was a spark that waves. They came in waves. And all of a sudden, like they were telling each other, these humans are the common enemy. Like, get out.
I did not like it.
They got out. They were like, bye.
God, talk about feeling ganged up on.
Yeah, they were like, they got out. They were like, see you later.
Yeah.
They got out. So I thought that was kind of interesting to find out. So so they said it sounded like they were all found a common enemy, us. It was like passing from one animal to another. And then this is where the title of the episode comes into play.
Ba-da.
It's an emotional contagion.
Boom, there it is.
Which is...
It's like the feeling you get whenever somebody yawns. And
I love that. It's so true.
It's not scientifically really explainable.
It's a biological phenomenon.
Yeah.
But the yawning, they said laughter sometimes. Yeah. They say my laugh's an emotional contagion, so all the time. I get it all the time, actually. But the yawning thing's always it is a weird one where I'll yawn, the dog will yawn, everybody starts yawning. No, seriously, sometimes Scrabble will be yawning. I'm like, Scrabble, you're right.
The dog yawns?
Oh yeah, dogs
I
yawn.
laugh and my fish does it.
Your fish don't yawn.
My fish laughs when I laugh.
There's somebody in here.
It's the fish. It's laughing.
Yeah, the fish is laughing. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm like, the fish is laughing. I'm like, I didn't know the fish used
Goldie.
Goldie. Oh, is it a goldfish?
Yeah, little Goldilocks.
Oh.
Yeah.
I know. It's going to eat you when you're sleeping.
It has tried.
Yes, it has tried. I'm sure it has. It's like, you haven't fed me in 2 days.
It's pretty terrifying.
MFR. So, it spreads like a spark. So, Jackson's dad, which we can't forget him, they bring him back kind of a little bit just in thought that he said that once the spark happens, it would spread from animal to animal across the world.
Yeah. The spark.
The spark. It can't be stopped. Once it's lit, it can't be stopped.
Wildfire.
Yes, it can't be stopped.
Do you think he's right? Do you think it can be stopped?
Oh, well, if they find the cure, yeah. I think it can be stopped right now. It's happening. They're clearly communicating.
That emotional contagion is taken off.
Because that actually, when they said that tonight, it reminded me of the past couple of episodes. When the birds were going off and the dogs started running.
Oh, yes.
I'm saying,
and they're all starting to work together.
They're starting to work together.
Cross species and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Isn't that funny? And all the birds, the 300 billion birds or whatever.
Oh my God.
They're all
That
working
is
together.
terrifying.
They're all working together.
That number is just horrifying to me.
I'm such not a bird fan.
300 billion birds.
Types of birds.
How?
I know. It's kind of crazy. And I'm honestly, where I live is all about seagulls. I'm like, I hate the seagulls. They eat your food and they swarm down, all kinds of stuff.
The seagulls can go, in my opinion. We can get rid of those.
Yeah, they can go somewhere else.
We can emotionally contage them. Is that?
I think you used it wrong.
I think I did.
But that's okay.
I'm finding it
Not to
still.
throw off animals, but since seagulls don't have their digestive system, they can't take, there's no acid in their stomach acid.
Seagulls do not have stomach acid.
Well, something like that, so they can't flatulate. So if you throw, not Tums, what is it, Alka-Seltzer?
Oh, yeah.
In the air and they eat it, they'll just explode.
Oh, my God.
I don't know if that's actually true, but people have been telling
you tried
me that.
this?
No, I haven't. But I guess people in Europe have done that before.
Oh, my
There's
God.
seagulls out there, but I don't know if I'm not condoning you.
Of course not. Everybody don't do it at home. I'm like, excuse me?
I've just heard stories that people have done that.
Wow.
That is Alexis Torres with more vital information.
Because I'm like, they're all over in the West Side and by LAX and Marina Del Rey and Inglewood. They're all where I live. So the seagulls are everywhere. Exactly.
Yes. Yeah. That's a crazy fact.
It is.
You can do that.
That's what I've heard, and I've heard it from several different people. So I don't really know if it's exactly true, but I also don't want to try it either.
No.
Even though I hate seagulls, but
I'm definitely not going to try that tomorrow afternoon.
At 3.
At 3 at Venice Beach.
Exactly.
Hashtag bird explosion.
Bird apocalypse. I like that. Bird apocalypse. Okay, it's like you get it out.
Bird apocalypse. I think it's pronounced Palapiraptor.
And I'm like, I'm
again?
sober right now. I'm sober.
I think we would be able to pronounce it if we weren't.
That's probably true.
You know?
I had a friend who spoke another language, but he called it Slinglish. He's from Singapore. And I could never understand him when I was sober. When I was drunk, I understood every word he said.
And I bet if you were together, it's emotional contagion. That's what it is.
It was. I'll tell
you. Language, emotional
contagion. Yes. So
that's it.
Okay, Nissy and Abe, we already said get to the airfield the next day. Apparently, whatever's the next day. Okay, we see that plane, propellers, old, no seats. I do not
want to fly that thing to Africa.
Again, I said hell no.
Yeah.
Because Africa from Florida ain't just an hour.
Yeah. It's like saying I'm going to drive this 93 Taurus to Europe.
Hell to the no. Exactly.
Hell to the no. Not going to do it.
No. It was kind of weird.
It was very, well, I mean, it apparently was stolen, so that I guess they were just taking what they could get. And he wanted to stuff all the animals in it.
Yeah, that's kind of weird, too.
Yeah.
Do you do well in the sky? I mean, is there some kind of protocol?
Yeah.
Don't you use that to drug
before
animals?
I spend 16 hours on a plane with no in-flight entertainment with a zebra.
That's going crazy. That's going crazy.
And a camel that's going next to you while you're trying to get some shut-eye. I can't.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Exactly.
Boom.
Yeah.
Not going to do it.
No, I couldn't do it either.
I will let them arrest me.
Well, Agent Brannigan, date dude, gets to the hospital.
Date dude.
Gets to the hospital, sees black dude. I don't know what his name is either. So date dude and black dude are together in the hospital. And because black dude's from the Resistance. And so he asks him about the godforsaken electroplator.
The electroplator?
Yes. And the homeboy, of course, is like, no, I'm not going to tell you nothing. And he pushes his wound and makes him talk, apparently.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of that.
Oh, snap! Exactly. Okay, so back to the warehouse or wherever they were, or the zoo or whatever. They're ready to leave Ray behind. They're like, bye. And, And Mitch was like, I'm a veterinarian. They didn't take the Hippocratic Oath.
Yeah, which I didn't. I guess I didn't. I never knew it was called that
because they're not. Animals aren't human.
Well, I didn't know what that oath was called.
Yeah. You have to take it. Yeah, you have to take it.
Didn't know it was called the hippographic.
Hippopotamus.
The hippopotamus oath.
So he said, he goes like, bye. But now, homeboy was laid out, and I mean, I guess he was faking it because he was like,
oh, right,
Ray.
yeah.
I thought he was faking it, but all of a sudden they're all like, we're going to the truck, we're gonna leave, whatever. And all of a sudden he's like, I'm here with a gun.
He carries that gun around like an iPhone 6, by the way.
Well, how did he get a gun?
It's always just out.
Well, how did he get? I thought, did they clear the guns away when they like?
I don't know.
Did they even say, "What's with you and guns"?
Yeah.
And he's like, my personality, my charm gets me so far. I love that kind of line. It's kind of a funny line, but where'd they get the gun?
Yeah, I don't know.
And there's like 4 of them to him.
I mean, I can think of a spot, but it's not comfortable.
Ooh, that'd be scary too. I don't want to blow anything off. I might use it later. Well. Of course he's crazy talking at this point. Ray is crazy talking now. He's like, I still want to take the animals.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, the animals are crazy. Chloe and I were trying to warn him. The animals done gone crazy. He's like, no, we're coming. We all can't fit in the front either. So Jackson and Chloe.
Can we not squeeze? Has anybody ever gone to a family event where
right.
Come on, I'm not getting in the back with the camels. I can just sit on somebody's lap. I don't care what gun you're pointing at.
You're right, exactly.
It's probably a super soaker, by the way.
That's
because you haven't shot it yet.
No.
I'm not doing it.
No.
I'll sit on somebody's lap.
I'm not going back. I said hell no to that too. I was like, I'm not going back there.
In that situation, by the way, I would have been the first one to go backseat, middle, feet on the hump. Not,
right.
Ugh.
I know. So we had some little tension there, but it did lead to a moment. I think everyone, and I going to go on Twitter to see what people were going to say.
Yeah.
That we were waiting for since episode 1. So they're talking. The animals were quiet though for that moment. They were quiet.
They were.
They let them have the conversation.
They were.
Thank you, animals. Let them have the conversation.
They were pretty invested in.
They're like, we've been waiting too since episode 1. They're thinking, we're waiting also here in Clearwater, Florida. So they're sitting there. Oh, and Mitch had to drive the truck, just on a side note.
Yeah, he did.
I'm like, how do you know how to drive big trucks? But that's another story. But Chloe says, and I quote, I thought that was kind of cute. You're the best course of action. Every step of the way.
Can you say that again?
You are the every course. Right, let me say it again.
Oh, come on.
You are the best course of action. Every step of the way.
It was a good moment.
It was a good moment.
I was very happy. And then afterwards.
And then what he says. No, we'll get there in a second. I got to say what he said too, because it was equally cute. I know this has been like the worst time ever, but I'm so glad I met you. I was in. Exactly.
Oh, you missed it.
I did. But they didn't, and they went in for a kiss.
I think that, they went.
It was a quick kiss.
I think that the animals were freaking out and like out of happiness because they wanted it to happen.
Well, because soon after they kissed, they were like, they started doing all the crazy hijinks.
They were just jealous or something. I don't know.
That warthog was like, I want to make out with the links or whatever the fuck that thing was.
The cervix.
What was
it? No.
The serval. The serval.
The serval.
Yes.
That's what I meant to say. Yep. That was an actual mess up.
It was. No, it wasn't. You didn't say that on purpose.
Pun.
No, because we haven't said that all night. We haven't even said that all night.
Inconceivable.
Oh my god.
Yes.
So the warthog is going to go make out with the cervix?
That's kind of hard to do. It's kind of biologically impossible.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah.
So, kids.
So that happened. It did happen.
And the animals go crazy. And the back of the truck falls. I'm trying to hold on to the show. And the animals run free. Obviously, just run free. The police come up. Date dude is there. And he chases the crew as they're running to the plane. Classic kind of scene, running to the plane. Agent Bennigan pulls out a gun to stop them.
Yeah.
And Anissa, who's part of the crew, was like, I got this. And pulls out like a big machine gun or rifle or something.
Yeah,
a
rifle. Yeah.
But I was really shocked that Chloe said no.
I wasn't. I mean, she doesn't just want people to die.
I guess. But you could wound him, like just shoot his arm so he can't shoot anymore.
I would have just said, no, everybody duck.
Or that too.
And then
because they're taking off, but they're about to take off.
He has a pistol. He's far away. I mean, the aim cannot be that great.
Right. Well, he's an agent, so he could be good.
Yeah, but it's like.
For me, I was like, with some gore. I'm like, wound him, shoot him in the arm.
Yeah.
Shoot him in the leg.
Yeah.
Just one leg.
Yeah, I agree.
Kneecap.
I agree. But then you've actually killed or hurt an actual FBI agent.
Oh yeah, but
so you're kind of losing all.
Well, to me, you have nothing
credibility.
To me, the animals are going crazy at this point. Just go big. If I'm gonna be in trouble,
yeah, that is true.
If I'm gonna be in trouble,
then
I'm gonna go ahead
and
just be in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, so okay. So
Chloe fell out the plane.
And Chloe fell out the plane. I was shocked.
She fell out the plane. She's caught.
She fell out the plane. So she's sitting there. She's caught. Her and Anissa are sitting there caught as the plane takes off.
And then Agent Date Dude was like, "You take the Anissa guy and this one. She's mine. She's mine." I have a prediction about him.
Well, do our predictions. That's a good time to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good time to do it. We finished the episode, so it's good time to do it.
Your AFTERBUZZ TV
predictions.
I predict that this guy, this Agent Date Dude, Bennigan, I think that he is a Raiden Global guy. I would be
surprised. But I'm trying to figure out what his deal is. Is he just after them because they killed his man-child, or is there a bigger, like you said, is there a bigger agenda?
He seems to know too much about the mother cell, how to manipulate the mother cell with the transclubiber, and that leads me to believe he's not just an FBI agent who's pissed that one of his fellow agents was murdered.
Well, my prediction is going to be, because we didn't see him this episode, Agent Burke, who's part of who's the head of Riding Global.
Yes.
I think we're going to see them. There's a 2-hour episode next week, so we're going to get a lot in. I think we're going to see them with him and Agent Date Dude and Chloe. They're going to be in the same room together, questioning her, trying to get her to talk. Meanwhile, they're going to have a problem flying to Africa. They're going to reach Africa at some point. I think there's going to be some kind of
They're definitely going to read, but there has to be, right?
Something. That's a long,
like a
Atlantic
hidden
Ocean. Something.
Spider.
But they will get. They will get there.
A spider could take that plane down.
Oh, a spider could take me down.
A spider.
Oh yeah,
could take it down.
I don't doubt it.
It's going to happen.
I don't like spiders, so
I also predict Mitch and Jamie
finally have a kiss.
Will finally have a kiss next
for the 2-hour episode. Yes, I think they're finally going to dig on.
Or at least like. Show an actual interest in at least tongue.
Some tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. They can do something, I guess. And that's Zoo again, kids. That's another episode of our Zoo After Show. You guys are like the best fans. You guys are so vocal and fun. And you tweet us throughout the week. And please continue to do so using ABTVZoo, #ABTVZoo, #WatchTheMonkeys, of course.
That's right.
And I'll post pictures of the shirts and everything that we have online. And Jordana, you'll get yours next week when we see you, when you come back. You can find Cameron where?
You can find me Twitter and Instagram at TheOnlyCamShaft and CameronLewis.com. You can subscribe to my personal podcast, The Cameron Lewis Show, in iTunes. James Lott Jr. is going to do an episode at some point.
Yes, we are.
Alexis Torres is going to do an episode at some point. Alexis Torres, Torres890.
The bomb. She vlogs and everything. Go on YouTube, follow her, subscribe, do it.
She's the one helping us out with the sound effects and all the things you hear.
We love her. So
covering for me when I say cervix.
Cervix. And I'm James Lott Jr., of course. I will be here actually doing 3 shows tomorrow and 2 shows on Thursday. So I'll be back. So I'll be on that. So check me out on my page, James Lott Jr. on Facebook. You can find out all where my media things are going on, and my radio show on Friday. And of course, Black Hope LA on Twitter, and my blog, thesuperorganizeruniverse.com. Thank you for watching us, and we'll see you again next week.
Thank you for the show.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.